I do apologize for this video being out extremely late. I fell asleep mid-game. I was watching the FNATIC game and I fell asleep, but I have watched it back, and so here we are. FNATIC are one of the most storied and most accomplished teams of all time. There's no question that their reign was dominant and probably the most dominant team we've ever seen during their prime, but there have been questions about how good they actually are. There was obviously the whole thing where they didn't even make it out of EMEA in some of these past years for some international events, and people have wondered if they can ever get back to their past dominance. They just proved that they could here, and will be playing tomorrow in the grand finals against NRG to try and win their first championship. I think the only knock that you could possibly have on FNATIC, and it's a very weak one, is that they don't have a championship yet, right? They've been able to win all of these Masters events, but no championships under their belt just yet. However, they're fighting for one here, and we're going to take a look at how they were able to bring down DRX to go ahead and make it to the grand finals and fight for that championship spot. I'm Lionzblade. I really want to get to 8K by the end of this year, so if you would subscribe, that'll mean a ton to me. I don't know what videos I'm going to be able to make after Champions, but I'll try my very best. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Now, FNATIC are on their bonus round here. Boaster forces up a Bulldog to make it a little more difficult for DRX to win this round, try and take the bonus round. But the great thing about Waylay, and it's something DRX like to do a lot, they didn't on Abyss for some reason, I digress, just wasn't very bright, but they like to try and take early aggressive space on defense with the Waylay. So the thing with Waylay is you're able to do exactly what happens here. Come take this space. If they're not there, you can decide what to do. You can stay, you can whatever. But if they are, hey, I'll TP out. No harm, no foul. Everything is okay. So she's really good at getting that initial aggressive space. But right here, I do love Kayak and Alpha are over here in this area getting the orb, and the thing is they're going to try and tap this orb in case of a trap play. And again, look at this. So first they're going to act like Alpha's going to take the orb. They're going to go, okay, here's the orb, we're tapping it, we're taking orb, guys, oh no, and then they don't do anything. So Kayak does and gets orb because they're trying to build up that Euro ult. He's one off it now. But the thing is, DRX know FNATIC likes to do this. They've done this a couple of other times in other maps and such, so they wait. Then they decide now is when the actual play is going to come out. They're going to use the Saturate, right? Saturate, by the way, I think Hyunmin is probably the best in the world at actually finding consistent value from it. He's at the very least top 3. A lot of teams and players on Waylay, especially in ranked, but some in pro play even, won't get a lot of value out of the Saturate. They'll just kind of throw it and then hope that it gets someone. I love how Hyunmin is so good at understanding when to throw the Saturate. And again, I apologize if I'm saying his name incorrectly. I believe Hyunmin is how it's said, but I've listened to it back on recording, and I'm not saying it how I think I'm saying it because I'm Southern, so I do apologize. I swear I'm trying to say it right. Anyways, Kayak has to TP out, which means Alpha dies from being slowed, but I mentioned Boaster forced up that Bulldog, gets massive value here. 2 kills. Now look at Crashies, by the way. If you've been paying attention to the minimap, I don't know how you could with me on the other side. However, if you somehow have been able to take your eyes off of me, you'll see Kayak is in their spawn right now, right? And that might be a lurk you expect their Viper to be taking, but Chronicle was on B most of the round, then coming back over to A. Now, though, Freeing has a very difficult task. It's a 3v4, and he has to anchor A completely. He has to shut this down. If he wants to win the round, at least 2 people need to die here. And even then, it might be a stretch with Crashies in their spawn. Now, the Yori Flash doesn't hit him, really, but he's not able to secure this kill. So then it's just, hey, Mako has no idea Crashies in spawn. And why would he, right? Why in the world would Crashies be in your spawn? Well, he is, and that's going to end the round right there. Before I go on, though, I do want to say, a lot of people have been asking me about what I think with the Astra versus the Brimstone stuff on Bind. For example, people have asked me to make their Premier comps and stuff with Astra versus Brim, and here's my general opinion. An average to below average Astra player is not going to do the same thing that an elite Astra player can. That's obvious, but I think that slotting in the Brimstone, I think once you get to about an average to below average Astra player, if you have that person, putting them on Brimstone makes it a lot easier and simpler for them because they're not going to find as much value as they could with the Astra. So I generally say, for example, for Premier teams, hey, go on the Brimstone, right? Make it simpler. But if you have a true elite Astra player like Boaster is, he might be the best in the world, then yes, play that Astra. He's going to find so much value that you're not going to otherwise with the Brimstone, and it overall makes the comp a lot better if you have an elite player. But in general, for people like you and me, if we're playing Premier, go on the Brimstone, make it simple. Now, this round is quite simply a Boaster round. See, On bind, his attack op just seems to get some sort of buff. I don't know what in the world it is, but he gets so much better at attack opping. He's able to carry this round. And on the side of DRX, it's, confusing, to be quite honest. Every time they get an advantage, they instantly throw it away. Whether it be some ego player where they're just like, yeah, I can kill this guy, I can out-aim this guy, or just kind of a lack of awareness. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it's a problem that is going to be exploited by FNATIC. You are in the lower finals. First off, Bien, 1-for-1. That is not how you say his name, I apologize. 1-for-1 over here on B Long, and that's fine. You've took out Kayak, you've took out their entry. Instantly, Alpha peeks in the flashback. Flashback gets the kill. You're now at an advantage. 3v4. But Hyunmin wants to take this space. Boaster knows it, has the attack op, sits him down to make it a 3v3. Now, we've seen this from other Yorus. What's about to happen? Other Yoru players, specifically something, love to just ult out onto Boaster and say, yeah, I'm going to kill you. You're Boaster, and kind of laugh about it. Mako gets the call into Crashies, and immediately this is what goes down. Flashback sees Boaster rotating with an op and goes, okay, I can kill this guy. But Boaster knows that people think this about him. He's very aware of his whole, can't shoot his gun type of persona he has around the community. He bought a shorty here and diffs the Yoru ult as Mako dies to Chronicle, and we'll look back on this right here. They'll show it in the replay. I'll try and show you, but Chronicle knows Mako's there, gets the kill, but hey, all hope is not lost, because the plan for FNATIC seemed to be for Chronicle to try and get back here into spawn. Freeing isn't going to have that, so it's a 1v1, and I want you to understand how masterfully this is played by Boaster here. Boaster plants A, he has time, whatever. The caster mentioned he wiped something off of his mouse hand. I don't know what he's seeing. I don't see it. Let me just back it up real quick. Yeah, maybe he did it earlier. I don't know. Anyways, he plants the bomb, but once he does this, he instantly knows. And again, this goes into the Astra. People will talk about Brim's, potential for stall with his Molly and his ult, and that's true. But Astra also has stall. For example, right here, Boaster is going to stall right here and say, all right, I'm going to suck you off the bomb, and then I'm going to wrap around. Freeing has no earthly idea, right? No clue what has been done. And then he tanks the Molly, hits the shot. Beautiful stuff from Boaster. Good awareness from Freeing to Molly, but it's not enough. Boaster starts violently gyrating on the stage. FNATIC won the bonus with a beautiful 4K from Chronicle, who, by the way, I want to hear you guys' opinion in the comments. Who's the GOAT of Valorant if Chronicle wins this championship? Is it Aspas, is it Chronicle, or is it someone else I'm not thinking of? Let me know. Anyways, 4-11, you have to win this if you're DRX. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to take this round, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to, and let's look into why. At first, they're posturing towards B, but I want you to look at this play. I think this is something that FNATIC are doing if they're up this much. They feel so good about their chances that they can try some tomfoolery like this that you're about to see right now. Look at this. I want you to understand what's going on. Freeing has to look at Kayak, who is jumping into the TP with the clone, to draw the crosshair up so that Chronicle can come in and kill him. Bang, bang, you've gained numbers. By the way, it's a TP out of here as soon as he realizes someone's there for Kayak. So now you have a 4v5. I'm not going to lie, if I'm Freeing, I'm getting tilted off that, because what do you mean? You think that that's just a tilting play, right? If that's happening to be in ranked, I'm tilted. That's happening whenever I'm tilted. I can't imagine Freeing feels great after that, at the very least. But now FNATIC gained numbers off of that, and with 40 seconds left, DRX look to hit A. If you'll notice, Chronicle's still in this spot. He's just going to get Brim ulted, right? They're sick of him. They're done. He's been playing here every round. He ends up dying, not to the ult, but to Bien. But whatever, the net result is the same. Kayak goes 1-for-1 here, but look at this position from Crashies back here. Crashies and Alpha are both still on the site, waiting, hoping something can happen, and it's Alpha to make the first move, able to make that kill happen, get the numbers advantage up. Then he's still looking for a fight, still looking for something. Flashback with the TP, and Crashies knows exactly where he is. It just doesn't work out. But look at Bien here, unable to get that kill. Boaster with the crouch spray to end this round, making it 4-12. Let's take a look at the final round. It's the last round, and for DRX, the buy is not very good. You've got Judges, you've got Stingers. It's not too great. And I do want to note, by the way, everyone except for Mako, who, quite honestly, literally can't buy full shield economically, has full shield because they're scared of the possible outlaw play. It's really interesting to see how, if the outlaw wasn't introduced, maybe this buy would look a little different, Maybe something else would have been bought, maybe some heavier weapons, lighter shields. I just think that the outlaw has done a lot to the economy management of the game that isn't noticed necessarily unless you try and actively look for it. But I digress. Anyways, Flashback gets the Yoru ult here. He's going to go ahead with his Judge and try and get a pick out of the ult, something I do in ranked, to be quite honest with you. It's a normal kind of play when you're desperate, to be honest with you, especially in these spots. Normally, you would do it more for information. Maybe you pop out if you see like Boaster or someone as he tried to earlier, but this is not, I don't think, something you're normally doing in the big 2-5. I think this is a play that was happening a lot maybe in the earlier years. However, Flashback gets the kill, goes 1 for 1, but it doesn't matter. This is a really weird interaction, by the way. Alpha's switching guns, has his knife out. I think he uses scroll wheel based on that, which I do too, base scroll wheel enjoyer. But yeah, he just ends up getting the shorty kill. Hyunmin is sitting here forced to just watch as everyone dies around him. And there it goes. FNATIC will now try and face NRG in the upper finals to get their first championship. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. Give me your scoreline predictions. But that's going to be all for me today. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully on time, with a video on the upper finals. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, go ahead and click on one of these videos that should be popping up right about now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.